If you know people who poo-poo your warnings of government-issued electronic cash, corporate and central bankster ESG, aka environmental social governance penalties and payoffs, and increasing cronyist fascist manipulation of an increasingly corporate government partnership economy, then ask them to watch this video. The story of climate fearmonger Al Gore and his climate cult pals pushing, get this, satellite observation of your energy use wherever you go. For MRC-TV, you know, he's sort of like a bizarre cross between an old-time snake oil salesman and a globe-hungry James Bond villain. He is, of course, former U.S. Vice President Al, let's have the government label kids' music, Gore. And he arrived at the 27th Conference of the Parties, aka COP27, in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, with a wonderful technocratic gift in tow. No, he didn't come presenting heirloom editions of his utterly unbelievable, data straining and debunked documentary, An Inconvenient Truth. And no, he didn't hand out copies of the film's manipulative graph, the infamous Michael Mann, himself of questionable reliability, hockey stick graph. No, in fact, what Al brought to the other air-conditioned hypocrites in Egypt was a plan to have everyone on Earth surveilled by satellite and have their carbon usage tracked and likely taxed using the nonprofit wing of Google and its Trace project. What's Trace? Well, it's a new venture that will use a satellite database to track individual emitters of carbon dioxide and other supposedly evil planet-killing gases. And what's that? Google's nonprofit arm? Well, that would be Google, the corporation that got startup help from the CIA's investment wing, In-Q-Tel. That would be Google, the mega corporation that put MRC-TV, CNS News, and many other conservative, libertarian, government skeptical, and anti-war websites on a blacklist to decrease our visibility in search results. Yes, that Google. And on their Climate Trace website, Google and Al Gore's new pal, not just pal, Al Gore actually has a vested interest in Trace, as the website's About section actually admits. Well, they tell avid avunculars, quote, until now, most emissions inventories have been based on self-reported, often years late data that relied on rough estimates, opaque methods, and inaccessible reporting. Government officials, scientists, investors, executives, and activists need better data to support the creation of policies, programs, and campaigns aimed at limiting global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius, as agreed to under the Paris Climate Agreement. Which, beyond the fact that the US government never agreed to that agreement as a treaty, actually begs this question. Even if one were to have accepted their unsupportable premise about man's use of carbon-based petrochemicals ushering climate Armageddon, if Trace now admits that their previous cultist claims of climate apocalypse were unreliable and lacked supportive data to serve even their purposes, how can they claim that their argument to this day is at all valid? Well, no, quiet. We have to just keep marching on. Paying attention to those kinds of questions ruins the fun of technocracy, the warmed over and relabeled Platonic idea that a guardian class blessed with perfect knowledge should rule over everyone else, i.e., that would mean the World Economic Forum, the UN, CFR, NATO, Washington, D.C., the EU, the Bank of International Settlement, and many other giant elites. In the technocratic ripple of Plato's noble lie, those who control technocracy should actually control the world, of course, creating a political authoritarianism that mimics medieval feudalism. Because they know better, right? Absolutely, it's a good thing. As the frightened adults used to tell Twilight Zone's The Boy with the Power when he would exercise his childish, maniacal omnipotence over them.
It's good what you've done to Dan. It's real good.
It was swell. It was just swell.
So good, in fact, that the childish controllers of the currency that we're forced to use, that being the Federal Reserve note, forced on us, of course, by the U.S. government and the Fed, well, they just partnered with 6 of the biggest U.S. banks, those being recipients of the Federal Reserve financial affection. They get the money first, as well as federal bailouts, most of them. Well, they're working together to work Gore's plan from the other side and create an arbitrary list of climate sins and, of course, environmental social governance standards, as well as an arbitrary schedule for the costs. Again, it's all completely made up by them. These are costs that they say you'll impose on others merely for trying to live your life. And how dare you question your betters? You see, you better not do that, because they now, or very soon in the future, thanks to Al Gore, will be watching you. Quote, that's where Climate Trace comes in. We're harnessing technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning, ML, to analyze over 59 trillion bytes of data from more than 300 satellites, more than 11,000 sensors, and numerous additional sources of emissions information from all over the world. The result is a groundbreaking approach to emissions monitoring, one that is independent, transparent, and timely. Well, of course, that word transparent isn't exactly right now, is it? See, only your activities and my activities will be transparent to the government and international technocratic police officers who, if they can get their ESG governance in place, will make you their serf. Banks, crony corporations, and governments will penalize you with higher interest rates. They'll prohibit loans. They'll restrict your purchases of everything from power to property. And should the government institute an electronic currency, it will literally see your digital central bank money extracted if you transgress the rules of their feudal system. Al Gore certainly seems like the perfect stuffed shirt to bring this facet of the global order to the busybodies at COP27. He will fit right in with the delivery of King Charles's new Terra Carta, a perverse, royally inspired claim to flip the old Magna Carta statement of human rights and replace it with an Earth Statement of Rights, written, of course, by men. So you can try to figure out the circular logic on that one while they continue to build their climate Tower of Babel. Yes, Gore will fit right in with elitists pushing for climate reparations, i.e. wealth redistribution from you to whomever they like. And of course, what happens if you don't comply? Or if a lot of people don't comply? Or if, say, a nation state is led by a government that won't comply? Well, likely the World Climate Police, who will be watching if Gore gets his way, will attenuate their actions based on the chances that you will be able to fight back. Big countries like, say, India or China likely will be given caveats and outs as long as the climate cult gets some cash from them and their developing economies. For the rest of us, that might depend on how much we resist. Thanks so much for watching this video, and please share this with your friends if they're skeptical in any way. You can read my article at MRCTV.org. All the hyperlinks to all the information are there. You can check out all that background information. And of course, we hope you'll go to MRCTV.org to donate for the support of the MRC Media Research Center in year 35. Great work. Great work to the whole team, too. Everybody's great. Really wonderful people. We'll see you also on the Facebook page, also on Twitter, and you can check us out on Rumble. It is not censorious the way that YouTube is censorious. We are still on YouTube. Please like and subscribe at both platforms. That would be great. And give us a big thumbs up and the plus over at Rumble. And I am on Gab at Gardner Goldsmith and on Twitter at Gard Goldsmith. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.